In most businesses out there today, we usually operate on at least a little bit of a hierarchy, which means, the boss gives some orders and you have subordinates who are supposed to listen to the directions that the boss or manager gives, right? That's just how most businesses work. I'm Wanda Thibodeau. I am the host of the Faithful on the Clock podcast, and today is Challenge Me Monday. Now, we all know some verses that center around giving or submitting to authority, right? And those are very valid in different situations. But one verse that I want to bring you today is Ephesians 5, verse 21. And this kind of spreads out that concept of submission to the entire church body. Now, in context, this is talking about households, husbands and wives, right? But again, if you broaden this context, I think it's a really good verse just to kind of have in your back pocket for how to treat people. So the verse says, submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. That's it. Now, the idea that I want to give you here is that, remember, we are all part of the same body. We are all part of the church, right? And all of us have different gifts. So none of us can do everything alone. Okay, so that means at certain points in our lives, we will have to step back and let somebody with the right gift take over and have a little bit of authority over us. Not complete authority, but the right authority at the right time. Okay, now over your life, there are going to be a ton of those different situations. Okay, and wisdom is having the discernment to be able to figure out, this is a time when I step back, or maybe this is a time when I move forward, okay? But you can't always be in authority and you can't always be in submission. It's back and forth, okay? And when you see everybody as the church body, that's where I think this verse is really helpful, where you can say, we submit to one another all the time. We're always looking at how you can take over sometimes, and then I'll support you. Like, it's mutual, okay? And that's loving. And that is a very, very Christian-centered way to look at things. My challenge for you is to go and look at the relationships that you have and say, where am I resistant to letting somebody use their gift? Where do I want to take control? And just hold on to that and be the one in authority all the time. And maybe just practice stepping back a little bit. Or maybe you have some gifts that you ain't using. Use them! Okay, find some opportunities where you can get into some situations where you can make those the gifts that you have shine. God gave them to you for a reason, okay? So allow some people to have a little bit of authority over you, but then step in where you can. Challenge yourself a little bit that way, okay? Take care. Bye.